Hello everyone, it's Limsey here and welcome back to my channel. If you've completed drawing the flowers from part 1, let's continue learning how to doodle the rest of the flowers at the comfort of your home. So here are the materials we are going to use today. If you still have space on your paper, continue the next flower, which is the hydrangea. Draw a big circle and a relatively thick stem. Draw a heart-shaped leaf next to the stem and a smaller leaf on the other side. Line up the toothy edges along the leaves. Then, using your black pen, start drawing a little 4-petaled flower from the center of the circle. Draw many overlapping little flowers from there, and most of them don't have to look completed. The petals could be slightly pointy or rounded, whichever you prefer. Build the hydrangea flower head cluster from the center slowly to the outermost area of the circle. It's almost like drawing little butterflies all gathered around in a circle. If you wish to make it more interesting, dot some random dots around for that extra magical effect. And also shade some petals to create depths in the flower head. Next, ink out the stem and leaves and add lots of veins on the leaves. Don't forget to include some shadings to elevate your drawing of this beautiful hydrangea. Next up is the charming sunflower. Draw a circle in the middle of the disc floret and a bigger circle surrounding it for the petals. Then, draw an erect stem all the way down. For the second flower, it's going to be of a side view profile, so let's draw an oval and then a bigger oval and a stem. Repeat a third flower that is of a different height. Add a few heart-shaped leaves around the stem area. Let's go back to the main flower and start outlining with a black pen. From the center, wiggle and create roundish strokes to form the pollen and the disc. Then, draw a petal that is curved in the center and pointy at the tip of the outer ring. Continue and line up the ring with more petals, and then we'll add these pointy tips in between the gaps of the front petals to show more layers behind. Add a middle line onto each petal and some random lines around to make the flower more dimensional. Repeat the same steps for the side profiled flowers. Once the flowers are completed, move on to the stems and leaves. For the stems, I even wiggle a bit to give them a different and organic texture. Same as the previous practices, give the leaves these toothy, jagged edges and lots of veins. Last but not least, add some shadings all around at areas that you feel is necessary. Coming up next is the fragrant and elegant Frankie Penny. Draw a circle for the flower and a main branch with some sub-branches beside it. Jot down a small circle in the middle of the bigger circle. Starting from the center, draw 5 circles out of the edge, with each one overlapping the other. Add some long oval leaves around the branches, and add these V-shaped symmetrical veins on them. You can add more flowers around the branches, differing in sizes. Using the black pen, start outlining the petals. You can draw the tip of the petal slightly pointy, while keeping the middle curved. As frangipani is a pretty simple flower, you can add some subtle lines or shadings around the flower. When all the flowers are done, move on to the branch and leaves and give them lots of lines and textures. Last but not least, how can we not include rose into our OG flower doodles? It's the most requested flower to draw. Draw a decent sized circle, and I love to start with a pair of heart-shaped petals in the middle. Overlap another petal that has an uneven shape, then another and another. The petals gradually become bigger as you build the layers to the outermost section. Let's add another rosebud beside the main blooming rose. Start with an oval egg shape and divide the petals into two parts of the bulb. Fill in some petals between the gaps on the tip. Next, add some branches to connect the main rose and bud, and a heart-shaped leaf or two if you have room for it. Add some sepals below the rosebud as well. Let's start inking again right from the center of the rose. As you work your way filling the petals, remember to wiggle your pen to create more organic and natural shapes. And for some petals, you could create these folds to make them more interesting. And now we move on to the rosebud. Again, add some folds at the tip of the petals. Now let's finish the sepals, branches and leaves. Elevate your rose drawing with detailed lines and shadings once again, and we have completed all drawings of these 9 beautiful flowers. Now, let's take some time to erase the pencil marks and clean up your paper. Now I understand that in this video, some parts are filmed in time-lapse as it's more of a revision and gist of the doodle. You can always pause and slow the video down if you need to. And if you wish to learn drawing with me in real time, I welcome each and one of you to join my doodle livestream that is organized weekly on my IG Live, every Saturday 9 PM Malaysia time. We have different announcements and themes every week, so do check out my Instagram at lovelimsey for more information. I would really love to see you there. Thank you so much for watching and learning. Don't forget to like the video and hit the subscribe button, and I will see you real soon. Goodbye!